How do you overcome resistance when something is in your way? You sit down to send a sales email, to make a video because you know that being the face and voice of your brand is going to help you grow more than anything else that you could do. Maybe it's a networking event that you've pushed yourself to go to, and right before you're like, man, I'm such an introvert, I don't want to go, I have all these things. Maybe you don't even have the awareness yet that it is resistance that's stopping you. But every time you go to do something that'll take you to that next level, distractions come up, fires you need to put out, or maybe you just feel those feelings of, I'm going to do anything else but that. And so the answer to how you get past that resistance in high level circles is, well, you just shift your state. And we were talking about this conversation on a podcast that I recorded this weekend, and it's coming up again today. And so I wanted to hop on here and share some of my strategies for changing my state as somebody who used to not have the awareness of what that means and how to do so. And a few years back, I used to be wound very tight. And people who loved me would always say, man, Christy, you just need to learn to let go. You just need to learn to be. And I became very obsessed with finding the answer to, yes, okay, but how? What does it mean to just be? What does it mean to just let go? What does it mean to shift my state? And so my advice to you, if this is resonating right now, and you're like, yeah, I need to shift my state, but I don't know what that means, and I do feel that resistance, and I do feel that I'm in my own way, I invite you to back way, way, way up. See, having the awareness of how to let go, how to just be, how to push past resistance, it comes from our bodies. It doesn't come from our mind. We cannot logically think ourselves out of the problem that's housed in our body. And so one of my favorite places to start is the idea of making space. And there are 5 areas of clutter that can jumble the messages that our body sends us. And so if you feel like you're in resistance and you want to push past, I'm not asking you to force yourself through. I'm not asking you to think your way there. I'm asking you to back up, completely leave the problem, walk away from it, and go clean up some clutter. Maybe that is your junk drawers. Maybe you have clutter all over your office. Maybe it's your digital screen, your digital life. Maybe you have maybe your desktop looks like mine and there's tons of screenshots cluttering it up. Maybe you need to go through your inbox and unsubscribe to some emails because it's just inundated all the time. Maybe you need to start with making some space in your physical body. For those of us who have practiced yoga, I know that you felt that feeling when you do a hip release and you're like, why am I crying all of a sudden? Or you go to share something and you feel like something's pressing on your throat. These are messages that our body sends us, and they directly impact our energy and our ability to be present. And you know that I'm a big proponent of magnetic presence, which is an energy and communication style that pulls people in, builds trust quickly, and creates connection so that you can be remembered and be referred and grow your impact. But in order to have that magnetic presence, that energy of trust, in order for your body, your energy to tell your story before you open your mouth and have it be a story that others want to hear, that they lean in, you need to make some space. And there's a couple other principles that I practice that have allowed me to have such a good energy everywhere I go. People feel it, people comment on it. And I remember sharing this a couple years ago from my dream stage that I had the opportunity to speak on. And I remember saying, people always comment on my power, my energy. Mostly, I'm just uncomfortable all the time. And it started with getting very comfortable in the uncomfortable. And the reason that most of us can't push past the resistance or push out of our comfort zone is because we're too uncomfortable in our own bodies to be uncomfortable in growth too. So make some space in your life, your environment, and your body, because all of those things have matter. You should have cleaned me already. You should have thrown me away. Man, you bought me and you never used me. Man, I need to do this. I need to do this. Our things are talking to us all the time, and they prevent us from hearing our voice. They prevent us from being in a good, aligned, clean energy. They make us feel scattered and frazzled. They make our energy tell that about us to other people. So give it a try. Ask me if you have any questions, and maybe I'll share with you the photos of my junky drawers because I'm just as guilty of it. But every time I start to feel that way, I look around for some clutter I can clear, and I always feel and sound better afterwards. So give that a try and let me know how it goes.